It's the podcast, Drapetomania.
The disease that caused Negroes to run away. Described by American physician Samuel A. Cartwright in 1851, that caused black slaves to flee captivity.
It's the podcast,
Drapetomania.
It's the Drapetomania-Podcast. It's your boy KidBreeze Kadhafi, first podcast on the subject. Capsule is called Drapetomania. As the intro mentioned, in the 1800s, there was a physician by the name of Mr. Cartwright that decided that any slave that would run away from captivity would be necessarily crazy. So that mental illness was called Drapetomania. So what I'm trying to do here is remove the whole racial aspect and really tackle Drapetomania as in, running away from social captivity, social norm captivity, really being who you're supposed to be, who you want to be, living your life like you decide to live your life, exactly the way that you plan out everything to look at the end of it all. So what I'll do is I'll use the comments from my personal group, so thoughts, quotes, advice, and growth, as well as a few other groups that I'm a part of on Facebook to start these capsules. So Drapetomania will be just one of them. I'll have other capsules that I'll be introducing soon, but we'll start with the Drapetomania one with as well the question that was put forth in the thoughts, quote, advice, and growth group. Question that was, what is the issue, or what are the issues with the black community? I say it like that not because it's funny, but just because I find that it's a question that keeps on coming back and that keeps on not affecting, but it causes issues, but it's never tackled the right way, if you ask me. I just feel like it's something that is started by a conversation that is started by a lot of people that can't continue that conversation. You can't stand there and tell me how it's complicated for us on the marketplace when you're unwilling to get up and, try to get a job. You can't tell me, the problem with us or with the community is ... while the whole concept of community is foreign to you. You don't even know what that's supposed to mean. You don't know that certain people are supposed to have certain roles, certain responsibilities, a certain design, a certain goal at the end of it all. So I'm tired of not the conversation itself, because it's a very important conversation, but I'm tired of that conversation being brought forth by people that are not able to hold and continue that conversation. So for that first podcast, I just want to throw a few questions out instead of really tackling the matter itself. First question would be, the black community, is it an identifier or is it your identity? Because I know, for example, I live here in Canada. I'm a foreigner if you ask most of the people here. And if I go back to Haiti, I'm a foreigner too. So what exactly is my identity? Does the fact that I'm black, or is the fact that I'm, black enough for me to be part of either or communities? Which one am I actually part of? The Canadian one or the black one, or both? What entitles me to claim either one? Another question would be the issues that a lot of people are talking about, the changes that are happening right now. Are they happening only within the black community, or are they happening all around? I'm asking that. For example, a lot of people are throwing that question, why is it so hard for black women to find black men? How come black men want to go with white women? How come? Is it harder for black women to find black men, or is it harder for women to find good men? Did something change within the community, or something changed globally? And once again, not because I'm asking those questions that I actually want to contradict any one of you or remove importance on the issue or even imply that I know the answers to those questions. But I kind of want people to tackle those questions before tackling the bigger question. Because, listening to some answers to these questions will let us know who we want to continue the conversation with. Sometimes if you start with a different definition for something, the whole conversation could go two different places. That's why I want to make sure we all have the same foundations. So as an answer to this first podcast, it's going to be a short one, but as an answer, I just want people to let me know their opinion on the matter, what they would want to hear on the future capsules, other subjects, answers to those questions, new questions, advice, whatever you feel like telling me, really, as this is the first one, tell me. I'm all ears, and next time we'll be able to have a longer, deeper conversation on the subject that you guys would have chosen, or this subject if we have enough input to do that. So for the first time, and until next time, it's your boy KidBreeze Kadhafi, the Drapetomania-Podcast.
Drapetomania.
The disease that caused Negroes to run away, described by American physician Samuel A. Cartwright in 1851, that caused black slaves to flee captivity.
It's the podcast. Drapetomania.
Drapetomania.